Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bazaar Explained. Today we are playing Pygmalion, a character that I truly love and have not played enough of, not nearly enough of here on this new patch. And I'm excited to see what we can do with them. I think that there's some pretty exciting synergies that are happening with some of the new items that I would like to get. And thinking if we're going to be looking for some new synergies here, I'm probably going to want to have the income to be able to actually find those items. So let's start with some 12 golden income and see if we can get something going here. Okay, can go to Andy, but the jungle ruins have +2 income for us, so we can keep on rolling with that. And let's see here, Kyver drone, fanged inglet, pyro. I think there's an argument for Kyver drone, but I'm going to take the fanged inglet. If we can get a fang, that could synergize very well with something like weights or a ganjo. And also, if this is your first time watching, I appreciate you watching. I'm glad that you're here, truly. And now if it's your second time watching, I'm going to ask something of you. I'm going to ask you to hit that like button. And I know it's a big tall order, but you're going to be hopefully happy with the content from here on out. But truly, it's the third time watching people that I'm really asking the biggest thing of. If you hit that subscribe button, just think of the possibilities. Think of the bizarre content that you will see if you hit that subscribe button. I think that'd be pretty big for all of us, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's see if we get this bang from the fanged inglet here. Hit continue, and we get Deadly Eye. Okay, 5% crit chance. Not as good as a subscription, but I know you'll make up for that. Either way, let's see. We could go and get some spare change, like a tiny furry monster or Quixel. We have all this gold. Let's try and do something with it. Okay, so I'm going to buy the hatchet. It effectively pays for itself. And I'll buy the flail here as well. We have a lot of gold here, so I feel comfortable re-rolling. And, okay, well, we've seen the power of the QS. Lumboars is also a lot better now. I will take the Lumboars. Steam Ladle could also be very good, so I'll speculate off that, but I think my board currently is going to be a Lumboars and a Flail. Looks decent, at least for day one. We don't get Finn's Big Bite here, which is a bit of a bummer, but we could go to middle. We could get maybe a skill here. I like both of those options. Let's see. So this Lumboars is adding weapons gain +5 for the fight. So it's adding 20 damage to our board every time it goes off. Well, actually 25 now that I look at it. It's not bad. Let's see if we can back that up with a skill. Okay, Arms Dealer is a pretty good one. Makes me want to maybe try and go into a Regal Blade build. That'd be pretty good. So, now looking at this Mac here. Okay, they have Nightshade, Venom, and Toxic Ink and Quill. They're not going to be proccing their Venom, but they are going to be growing their Nightshade and Ink and Quill as they gain a lot of regeneration. This regeneration is going to be pretty huge for them. Our items are super slow. Might get to the point where we kind of have to try and one-shot them. Okay, it doesn't look like we'll be having to do that just yet. But once this Lumboars goes off, I think we've got it. Oh, man. It went off, but it didn't go off for the subsequent ticks before the poison got us. Okay. That is what it is. And now we could get some more regeneration, could also get some more income. Let's see. Well, we want to buy weapons with Arms Dealer, so I am just going to go ahead and get some more income here. I think that's the strongest play we can make. Okay, we could get some more crit chance. Could bump that up to 9. I think I'm going to roll here and see if I can hit a weapon skill, which we do not. But we get Deadly Eye. I wanted to get left-handed or right-handed, but Deadly Eye is okay too. Okay, here is another chance at some medium items, and I will take it. There's a QS again. we'll take the cash register. Let's reroll. Okay. I am going to take these cargo shorts here. It's a pretty decent amount of heal and shielding that we're putting on the board with that. 100 points of heal and shield effectively every 6 seconds, or just 100 points of stats every 6 seconds. That sounds good to me, and I think with that we will be able to beat the Rogue Scrapper, so let's go for it. Rogue Scrapper. I think I may even want a med kit here. Having the loot item in her backpack would be nice. Getting a weapon here also sounds pretty good. Even something like the Junkyard Club. I think all of that makes sense. Even Junkyard Repair Bot, its friend and tech, for our cargo shorts. So, all decent things to be doing. And from here, I'm trying to think about what we would ideally want to see. I think we've already seen our medium item vendor. Maybe we see JJ, we go for it because he could have large items like a Beast of Burden, although it's day 2, so I'm pretty sure that's rather unlikely. Okay, we could have scrap. Herma. Herma's fine. But I'm going to take the small weapon here just to maximize off her HP. And there's Fins. Does Curio have something we want? Yes and no. I will go to Fins here, and I will take the regeneration. I think that could make all the difference. Okay, yet another Mac. Does it make sense to load up on maybe the Brass Knuckles? It's going to gain 20 damage from the Lumboars when it goes off. It's not better than the cargo shorts, I don't think. So let's go and fight this Mac with our current board. See if we can do a little better than last time. They're going to have more max HP, but we will have much better healing. And we're doing a lot of fire damage to us. So these cargo shorts are going to need to pull their weight. And they are stacking burn, which is certainly a concern. Our 5 regeneration also helping out a lot here. And okay, we got a crit. That was very nice. Only had a 10% chance to do so, and it might end up saving our lives. It looks like it has. Very nice. That could have been a pretty close fight. I think their board was not too tough, but our board is pretty weak for what it is, and really it's that max HP that made all the difference. And hey, more is more. Let's get some more income here. So plus 13 income on day 3. That's pretty big. Now with all this, we don't need to sell these spare change just yet. We could try and maximize off those. We don't see an item vendor, but I will go to Kina. We do have a lot of money to work with, so I think it makes sense to do. Silk Scarf is interesting, seeing it at silver tier here. Grindstone is really what's appealing to me most, because that puts the most damage on our flail. Masterpiece, not a bad pickup for being how early it is. Let's see, Silk Scarf, we could sell 1, 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't want to sell that, but I could sell the hatchet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd get plus 40 right now, be shielding for 60. I think I'm going to take the grindstone here. And let's reroll as well. Okay, rewards card. Nice little find there. And yeah, do we have food? Yes, we do. Okay, so let's move on from this. I think I ideally would have liked to see maybe a cargo shorts upgrade, but okay, now we have Sylvia. We do have a good amount of gold to work with. Could also get a freeze item, which would be good with our steam ladle. Yeah, we're missing out on a little value, but let's get a freeze item. Well, cold room. Cold room is pretty big. Okay, let's make some space for a cold room. Let's buy that. Okay, so we have the Scout Trooper. Frost Street Challenger could be nice with our cold room. Yeah, I think I'm willing to try and go to the Frost Street Challenger. Let's see, will we level up if we do that? We'll gain 3 XP and then we'll be a little bit further away. I don't love that. I also would like to put this cold room on board, I think. It will give us regeneration, but I guess it's not incredible against this fight. But I am willing to do it. I think the Scout Trooper just has items that go off so frequently that we'll get some good regeneration value from the cold room. Again, putting the steam ladle on board is really, I think, the big thing we want to do here. But currently the Lumboars and Flail will be okay for our encounters facing these monsters. I don't really want much from Scout Trooper, but I do want to be able to level up before my fight, so unfortunately we don't face the Frost Street Challenger because of it, but I think that this will leave us in a better position overall as we get into the next couple days here. I suppose an Eagle Talisman would be nice. Even the skill could be pretty useful later on. Well, let's see what they give us. Okay, weak point detector. I could sell some things. I'm comfortable selling this scrap and this brass knuckles. Take the weak point detector. Weak point detector might actually be better than the Lumboars right now. Although the Lumboars itself is doing damage. And we're not slowing, so yeah, maybe not. And okay, healing and regeneration. There are some items that could synergize well with a cold room. Okay, and we can actually look these things up. So let's go to bazaar.gg. Nice little feature in the items tab. You can click this filters button and we can go to Pygmalion and we can click all the heal things. So heal reference, I guess heal health. We can just do this. Bandages. Yeah, the sauna is what I was thinking, but I guess it doesn't necessarily synergize super well with what we have. A vineyard could be very nice. We don't have a lot of heal items though. Let's see, health, belts. Yeah, okay. Maybe I don't want to go to Herma. I think I have enough gold to go to Nufu and see if we can get a cool skill here. And honestly, kind of inclined to take the right-handed, although we know we're going to want to be transitioning to sort of a steam ladle thing, so burn is more on the menu. That being said, our skills do synergize most effectively with weapons, so I'll take right-handed. I think it's likely that I leave the flail on board, so I like doing that. And okay, we see middle, but economic seminar could be so huge for us. That's a really tough decision. I think ideally I want to sell these Lumboars and bring the steam ladle on board. We'll have space like a small item. Yeah, I'll go to the economic seminar. Get a premium pass. Okay, it's pretty cool. Sell off the Lumboars, sell off the weak point detector, and I'll take the masterpiece and the boomerang. You can upgrade a bronze tier item. What do we want to upgrade? Just thinking about our items here. Cash register would get us more gold. Cargo shorts would represent more shielding, which I do like. I want to look at steam ladle. Let's clear the search. So steam ladle. Okay, so it gains more burn. That's probably what we want to do, I imagine. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So this will synergize better with our cold room. And we know now that we kind of want to go into that build. And any decisions make things different on our board? I don't think so. Let's fight this dually. Let's see what they got. Okay, so they started off with a gold skill, their left eye for crit chance. And man, they have a lot of friends that are going to proc this power drill. They don't have a lot of defense. They do have a lot of offense. So I think this cold room is going to have to put in a lot of work along with our cargo shorts. Man, this power drill is doing a lot of crit damage. Okay. And it's getting close here. Cargo shorts go off and oh, oof, that was close. The flail almost didn't go off at the last second. It got frozen for half a second. That almost killed us, but we managed to eke out a little victory there. Also recognizing that I missed on 2 gold value from our cash register. Oh no, I was inadvertently smart. Look at that. Love to see it. And okay, now we don't really have an enchanted item to transform for Mendal, and that'd be the reason I want to go there. That being said, I don't really even love going to Curio right now, but I will do it. There are some things I'd be willing to get. Yeah, like a shadowed cloak would be pretty nice. I think that makes sense to buy. And let's see, an insect wing. Let's see, so our cargo shorts, what are we missing here? We don't have the friend type, so we could get that through the spider. Sell these off. And we have the food loot. Now we got friend. Do we have the apparel type? I don't believe so. We do have weapon and toy. So I can hold on to these agility boots. Well, I guess the cargo shorts are naturally apparel now that I think about it. Well, +1 crit chance isn't the worst thing. And I do want to buy, I suppose, these weapons just for the value of it all. Do I want to sell the cash register? No, but I do want to sell this hatchet. So I'll do that. Do this. And I'll buy this. I will put it on our flail. I'll buy a fang. I'll reroll. Could have got the insect wing. That was probably a decent pickup. And I don't really want a truffles, but I do want this pup. So let's sell the fang. Let's get the pup. And it is a friend. But so is Junkyard Repair Bot. Okay. Alright. Nice little curio. And okay, well here's another economic seminar, but it's generally always just worth it, right? It's always what we want to do. I'm also seeing that our our cargo shorts are a weapon, so they're eating up our right-handed. What weapons would I want here? I'd want something that freezes, but those weapons I don't think are available to me here. I'll go to an economic seminar. And okay, little boomerang upgrade. And honestly, Landscraper is pretty good. How do I make room for it? I suppose we sell off the masterpiece as step 1. And it is a value stacker. So you would want to put value on it. And to facilitate that, how would we fit it in here? Guess I could sell the cash register. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So Landscraper is a cool new item. So it shields 200 on its own. It says your shield items have plus shield equal to this item's value. And when you sell 10 items, give this plus value. So this kind of already has a built-in ledger, which is really cool. And it just has this innate quality that says your shield items have plus shield equal to this item's value. So there's the nice thing is it doesn't have to like go off to actually assign that extra shielding to your board, which I think is really sweet. It could be like a replacement for making any shield item kind of like your fixer-upper. So that's really cool. But let's look at our fights. So I want to put this boomerang in. I think I'll put it in there for now. In that position. Put the friend in the backpack. Do we want to add this landscraper to the board? That doesn't look too powerful. We'd really, I think, want to have this, and then we would also want to have our cold room on the board for our steam ladle if we were going to play that. But that being said, I think our steam ladle, this board is just a little more powerful than doing that. So yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Do we defeat the flame juggler? They're going to put on a good amount of burn. We don't have a ton of ways to clear it. Also, Blood Reef Raider could have decent items for us. Yeah. I won't fight the Blood Reef Raider. Fighting the Blood Reef Raider will still allow us to level up today if we win. And getting an ammo skill will be okay. Crow's Nest, I think, could be pretty cool if we decide on committing to the Flail. But I suppose I really want a gold bar. Yeah, I think I was just scared to be burned out by the flame juggler here. And maybe that was a mistake in its own right, but I think it's maybe a little inconsequential either way. Now, our cargo shorts are not doing too much for us, but I think we're on our way to a pretty interesting build with that Landscraper, so we kind of want to look for shield items from here. Let's see what we get. Okay, cannonball, and what do we get here? Extract. Okay. We don't have any poison items yet. I suppose I could sell this trained spider to make room for this cannonball. Okay, let's go to Kina. Let's see what we can find. Our rewards card's in the right place too. So there's a vineyard, which is essentially doing exactly what the Landscaper is doing, but it is for healing. Notably, the vineyard is a 6-second cooldown, while the Landscraper is a 7-second cooldown. Generally, I prefer shielding if I'm going to be stacking something, because shielding is proactive with its over shielding, I guess. It's adding on to your max HP versus a healing item that's only going to contribute to the maximum amount of HP that you have. There's textiles too. I think I'm willing to reroll here. Yeah, let's reroll. Okay, lemonade stand's kind of nice. Crystal bonsai, not a bad little pickup. Being said, monocle's a tool and apparel, which we don't. Well, I guess the cargo shorts already have the apparel subtype, so we don't need that. I do kind of want to just start buying and selling things. I'm going to take the monocle as well, just because we do go down this route of land scraping. I would like to have some shield items. Lemonade stand is very good too, but we're not super close to being able to utilize that. Okay, here's where things get dicey. We know we want to get chocolate bars so that we can facilitate our landscraper growing in value, but we also just want to go to Volpack to see if we can improve our board. The best items that we have, I think we should take inventory of. So, steam ladle and cold room probably are two strongest things, and then here's our landscraper. These look like two different directions in builds. Really, I'm looking at this cargo shorts and just thinking that it's taking up so much room on our board and backpack that it's getting hard to facilitate. Having to keep like junkyard repair bot around just to do that, and things like this truffles when I want to be putting it on our landscraper. So I'm kind of inclined to start selling out of this cargo shorts and trying to put more things on our landscraper. We're going to be in between builds for a little bit if we do that, but I think that's okay. That being said, we have 22 gold and we're going to level up. Yeah, I'm going to go to Volpack here despite everything and see if we can kind of figure out what our board is going to be. Okay, no real signs on this one, but I am going to just start to make space and sell items. So we're going to buy and sell the briefcase. Buy the briefcase, and I can put this here. Sell this. This is getting close. I'll take the signet ring. I'll roll. Dog, matchbox. Matchbox is nice with the steam ladle. I think that's worth speculating on. So yeah, we'll take the matchbox. And I can buy the dog and sell the dog. I'm willing to buy the dog and sell the dog. Just gets 20 max HP. I can sell the dog. Okay. Can buy and sell one more thing. May just be the shorts at the end of the day. Let's level up before making any crazy decisions from here. Okay, staying power, use a tool, heal 10. Notably, the steam ladle is a tool. When you freeze, your weapons gain more damage. Okay, let's take that. I think that could help facilitate what we're trying to do. And for right now, this is looking a little bit better, I believe. Being able to stack some more burn, although this Landscraper represents 200 points of value. And I kind of like keeping it on 9 as well, just in case we upgrade it. That could be pretty nice. And yeah, this, I suppose how much damage is the matchbox representing is really the bigger question for if we want to put the Landscraper on the board. And is this facilitating anything else? Not really. So the Landscraper just plus 200 shields every 7 seconds might be the play. I could definitely believe that. Just not sure this matchbox is going to go off that much. Let's say this goes off every like 4 seconds. This will go off every 4 seconds. And this will go off every 6 seconds. So every 6 seconds, this will be charged 3. So we'll kind of have like 1 extra charge to it. Yeah, I think against a Vanessa as well, I do want some sort, kind of like the maximum amount of survivability. So let's stick with this. Let's see what they have. Okay, haste. When you haste shield 10, do they have haste? They do. They have a pretty big length shin. And the shark claws is only bronze, so that's good. The shark gray is what I'm concerned about most. But this Vanessa also has a pretty small amount of HP. So we'll see. I think one more hit and they should be done. Yeah. Flail does what it needs to do. It looked like the Shadow Cloak Flail combo was effective for that fight. We also just had a level up on them, which I think was pretty big. For all this thinking about our build, we're so early in the days, I just didn't even realize it. Okay. Well, I think here I'm going to go to B1, B2 and upgrade the Shadowed Cloak. This will be nice in the next 2 days before I transition fully off of this flail. And then, yeah, let's look at some economic items and not forget about our rewards card. What do we have here? Okay, some buy and sell targets. So let's take the safe. Do we want the Pig's Gym? Pig's Gym is very nice with Arms Dealer. We didn't find the Regal Blade. That's okay. And I'm going to sell the cargo shorts. Do we want to get the Pig's Gem? I kind of do, but I have a feeling like I'm just going to buy it and sell it. Because we're not really doing a lot with buying weapons right now. However, we're just set up so well for it that it could be what I really want to transition into. Although if we go a Regal Blade build, getting a day 5 Regal Blade is not where you want to be. It's pretty late. Pig's Gym could facilitate us getting like an Atlatl And it is good with the flail, but I would also maybe want to get a yo-yo. And with the cold room, I do want to get more freeze items. I guess we have a lot of gold, so I'll buy the pig's gem. I will reroll here too. And okay, words card upgrade. Also, balcony would be pretty good addition for us. And how do we want to facilitate that? I think maybe it's just selling Matchbox. Yeah. We'll sell the Matchbox. Balcony. We're really split between two builds here, which is not what I want to be doing, but it is what I am doing. And okay, Scoville. I think Scoville might put on a little too much burn for how slow we're actually dealing damage, so I think I might need to again go for a smaller monster. So let's go for the Infernal Envoy. The skill would be nice from the Envoy. And even getting a Cinders for a Steam Ladle could be nice. Restorative, Fireclaw. Yeah, maybe there's something there with that. But yeah, the more that I look at this, the more that I'm feeling like we do want to go into a weapons build. And the balcony could actually be very good on our pig's gym, so that's not a waste of a pickup. And also, our Steam Ladle is doing a ton of damage. So is our Flail. Our Flail's really the big damage dealer, I suppose. Okay, and we didn't put the boomerang on board, I realize now, but that's okay. Lose out on a little value there. And alright, go to Andy, get a small item. It could represent small weapons, so I'm here for it. And yeah, let's... I think I want to pivot off of the Landscraper now that I've kind of understood a little bit more and thought a little bit more critically about what we want to be doing with our build. So let's buy these and more than likely be selling them. And there's another rewards card upgrade and a VIP pass. Did I also do this? I can't remember. Okay. So from here, how many toys do we have? Not many. Brass knuckles can go in. It's not going to be good. I think actually we just want the VIP pass. So put the VIP pass in. And now we're like all in on this flail. No survivability whatsoever, which I can tell you right now is going to be a mistake, but I know what direction I want to be going in. Okay, here's Fins. Could also go to JJ and keep trying to maximize off this pig's gym. Fins is probably the safer play. Let's go to JJ though. And okay, we do find some items to buy and sell. Missed out on this, yikes. Need to think a little bit harder about these plays, but we will. So let's buy the Lumboars, sell the Lumboars, buy the hatchet, and position this. Can sell this hatchet. I'll roll here too. Okay, well here's a lot of things that I was talking about. There's the snow globe, and which synergizes with this build. And maybe that means that we're not ready to put the pig's gym on board. It's going to be giving 20, 60 damage to our flail, essentially. That's a difficult decision. Beast of Burden, also, we sold off the cargo shorts already, so not sure I want to do that. The crook is kind of the biggest thing here. We could put the crook on board and put the boomerang on board. And then, so if we do that, we would need a third item. It could just be this cold room. But I do like that this VIP pass is doing something, or is scaling our pig's gym in this combat. So I'm going to sell this. Yeah. Again, I think it is, what we're doing is incorrect, but that is what we're doing. And now that we've sold out of the Landscraper, I'll sell that. And I am just going to commit here. let's focus in. Let's get the crook. We don't need to sell it right now. And let's keep going. Okay, we've leveled up here. Can give some value to our pig's gym. And yeah, Vanessa here again. I think survivability is going to be what was best for us, but I want to be putting the value on the pig's gym and just get this going. I'm willing to sacrifice a bit of our strength in the interim to get there. That being said, it's not going to be putting 32 damage versus 16 damage. I think I just kind of want to put the crook on board because it represents more damage overall. It represents more damage overall and more quickly. Yeah, and this pig's gem, although we lose out on some of the value there, I think just adding more damage to the board is going to make more sense for us right now. Going to need to get this fight over with more than likely sooner rather than later. So, let us do it. And you know, again, we've been thinking again more critically about it. This is going to be what is most effective currently. We are losing out on the VIP pass value, but for just survivability purposes on this day, this cold room will be contributing 10 damage to our board, and I think this is not strong, but it could be strong enough to get through this fight, and wins are the name of the game here in the Bazaar. They have one weapon build Shark Ray. Our Hastings source is a fishing rod, so that's not too scary. We are going to have to get this flail up to a point where we are out damaging their healing, which we're getting there. It's permanently hasted at this point, and that's the type of freeze that we need. Okay, nice. Turns out in that build I don't think it would have mattered either way, but the crook making the flail big enough for us to fight through that Vanessa I think was important to some degree. Okay. Now, let's again make sure our pig's gym is being leveled up. And a skill could be valuable for us too. Let's just keep getting value on our gym. And safe doesn't do anything for us. Masterpiece doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, I don't know that I even want to spend the 2 gold here. Let's just lock in our value and move on. There's Paul. I do like Paul. Let's go there. There's the pig's gym upgrade. Very nice. Now, Jabalian Drum is also strong. That being said, there's... what would our board look like with the drum? It'd be gym, drum, and then 4 spaces of items, which could be flail. The drum is very similar to the shadowed cloak, but we would want, I guess, like an adlatl. Yeah, that could be better overall, but I guess we don't have the money for it either way, so let's move on. And what are our fights? Lone Shark? Okay. This would be contributing nearly 60 damage to the board. This would be like 120, 180. Added on to this every time it went off. Is that more than our crook? So our crook is contributing 40 static, and then the 56 it puts on. I think the pig's gym might be better, but I guess we also want boomerang on board too, so I'll keep this configuration for the lone shark fight, just so that I can get the boomerang golden loot item. All that said, you know, I guess not guaranteed that we beat the lone shark, but I think we'll have the damage. That being said, we'll see. We'll see. This is getting closer than I would have liked, but okay. Super close, but we do get there. Let's see what they have for us. Alright, your weapons have damage equal to your income. Hey, We have a good amount of income, so that feels good. And we get even we get an upgrade hammer. That's huge. Wow. Okay. Now this upgrade hammer. Let's just continue to go to Herma. Let's keep making our pig's gym big. Okay, apropos chapeau. Tool, weapon, property, apparel. Here's an apparel. Here's a tool. Here's a property. Here's a weapon. So that might be better than a boomerang currently. I'd be willing to believe that. Also just not seeing a world where we're using this VIP pass right now. So I will buy the apropos chapeau. And I think that's going to represent more for us than the boomerang. Well, let's see, this is doing 94 every 5 seconds, and then this is contributing 30, which on this would be 90, plus the 30 here. So it'll be 120. Yeah, so this is just a bit more because it is buffed on buffing the crook. We could also upgrade it. I'm not sure if I want to do that. Let's roll first and see what our level 7 upgrade gives us. Okay. So kind of like upgrading crook and apropos chapeau. Let me look at the cold room real quick as well. Cold room. Okay, freeze 2 items for 1 second and gain 6 regen. That's very strong too. That being said, I am going to stick with the plan. Upgrade the apropos chapeau. Upgrade the crook. And I guess we don't have to do that just yet because we know we see the middle there. Let's go there. Yeah, okay. So glad we didn't do that just yet. All that said, we do need to actually purchase the item. We need 8 gold to do it. Let's see, this is 7, but I do want the income. Is it the balcony? Balcony, I am going to want later. So am I selling this boomerang? I could sell the boomerang. That's not what I want to do, but it's what I'm going to do. And upgrade the crook feels good. Now, do I want to continue? Because there is an argument to try and finding an atlatl here. To do so, I guess I could sell the balcony to facilitate the chance at a reroll. I could also sell the signet ring to do that. Yeah, we'll sell the signet ring just for the opportunity to try and get a better item. And okay, ledger, does that is good with our pig's gem. We could outright upgrade the ledger too. And to facilitate that, how would we pay for it? Could sell the balcony and try and find a balcony later. I don't love that. I think I just want to buy the flail upgrade. The ledger is good. It is very good, in fact. But it was also nerfed. So I would probably buy ledger by selling the rewards card. And then upgrading it so it would give +8 value when we actually reached its limit. +8 value on the pig's gem would look like, you know, I guess doubled with the balcony. Yeah, I think there is a world for it, but I don't know that I want to commit to that now. So let's move past it. I think our build really may facilitate more of a different setup than what we'd be trying to have with the ledger. Just the buying and selling of things when we're trying to go to weapon shops. I'm not sure that we're going to be going to like chocolates and gumballs and things like that. All this said, 96 gambits. I believe that I already fought this opponent on the run, but kind of weird. Anyway, so they have a much bigger shark ray now. But we also have a big crook and a big flail, so we're able to get there on that one. And let's keep going. And this is the Pygmalion life, you know, agonizing over min-maxing. It's just what we do. And okay, I think going and keeping up our value stacking makes sense. We could find large items and small items. Yeah, I'm willing to reroll here. We can find something. Pawn shop, huh? When you sell an item, this gains +2 value, and you have increased max health equal to 15 times this item's value. That is good. But I'd have to sell the rewards card for it. I don't think I want to do that. And, okay, go to Paul as well. That's pretty nice of him. Upgrade. So I will sell the rewards card so that I can get the Diamond Pigs gem. And then now we are really rocking and rolling when we're buying weapons. And we value stacking this will do some great things. That being said, we just sold our primary value stacker, but I think that when you buy a weapon, this gains 3 value and you gain 100 max health. That's just crazy. So, all that said, I don't know that I want to reroll here just because I want to be able to have the most money to buy and sell weapons. Although shipment could have weapons, but they won't count as buying them. So, yeah, I'll exit the encounter. Okay. Radiant Corsair, we could beat. I think I just want to go Thug here, though. Yeah. Do we want to upgrade our Freeze or our Cold Room? It could be good, but let's go to the Thug. Excuse me. I think that upgrading maybe like a silver tier square item, a medium item, will be more effective in the long term than using this on the cold room currently. That being said, if we find ourselves in the point where we're feeling pretty weak, I might reconsider that. And they're doing a lot of damage to us, but I think we're going to get off before the anchor does, and yeah, okay. So we're kind of towing the line here with our build of powerful and not powerful. I don't necessarily feel confident about it. But hey, a little strength upgrade goes a long way. And now do we want fins? I think we want to continue to look at weapons. Although fins is good. Yeah, I'll continue to look at weapons. Lion's Cane, very nice. And keep rolling here. There's a dog. But the dog is not the best. We don't have the means to make us. We could sell our cold room. I don't want to do that though. Or I guess we could sell our cold room, that'd be okay, but we wouldn't have enough money to buy these golf clubs. This is the bigger thing. And I really appreciate having this lion's cane. Yeah, let's continue to move. Alright, weapon skills here seems like a decent one. Let's look at those. Okay, your weapons have plus damage equal to your income, which we have in Power Broker. That's kind of strange. It's just a doubling of that effect. Okay. It's plus 13 damage, sure. It's so strange. Anyway, and there's JJ. You also have the ability to transform an item. I'd love to just have an option like get a free small item, a small weapon. Yeah, I'll go to JJ. You could have like a rewards card that you could pick back up. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's move forward from here. And, you know, our cold room is another point of this, but our lion's cane's doing 376 damage. Yeah, that's, I gotta imagine, mathematically worth more than 9 points of damage across our board. That being said, the freeze on the cold room was very good for us. And we could also add plus 120 damage to our board with Pig's Gem if we did Something like this. Take a lot of damage off from the crook, and also our board's just not optimal for that. Yeah, I don't think we're set up just yet. We're getting close, but we're not there just yet. So let's put these items back. Do we need them anywhere specific? We already have that where it needs to be. Okay. Let's fight this Pygmalion. Looks like they maybe took like one early loss and then kept going from there, so they're probably not like a value stacker build, which would be our worst nightmare. They are a freeze build and a burn build, however. They have a decent amount of regeneration too, and also they're not charging a poison item. Like I said, this cold room, that's giving them a lot of regen. Okay, yeah, this is pretty scary here. Freeze is also just doing a ton of work, but oof, the Lion's Cane coming in, doing the damage it needed. That was super close, but their build was, I think, rather strong, but we just had a little too much damage for them. And that's the medium weapon Pygmalion life. Okay, well, now we have more money to work with. So, again, buying and selling weapons is what we want to do. I think I'm just going to take the opportunity to lock in this. Oh, well, Diamond Dragon's Tooth. That's a good one. And I could look at his skill here. I think I really want an Atlatl, so let's look at medium items. None of these are an Atlatl. Am I going to put the Dragon's Tooth on board? I could. I will sell that property off right now, so I can buy the spiky shield. And I'm going to reroll here. Okay, not what I wanted to see. Could sell that spiky shield. I don't think I'm going to be utilizing that. And here's our fights. Again, going to level up regardless. Who has what we want? Let's take a look. So level 8. Car conductor. Yeah, we don't have any vehicles. Burninator bot. Flamethrower could be very good. And Cosmic Rock's got cooldown reduction. Let's go for Burninator bot. If we get a flamethrower, that would change the game for us, to say the absolute least. Weak point detector. No, I don't even want to put that into existence. Give me the flamethrower. That's what I want. I'm also thinking about this skill. Oh, no. Stick to the course. Manifest the flamethrower. Be the change you want to see in the world, and that is putting a flamethrower on your hands and lighting everything on fire. Okay, what would we get? Induction Aegis. Alright. Disappointing. And I'm going to take the maximum amount of gold here. Okay, look at a property. There's no items we really want from Herma. Also kind of inclined to change this dragon tooth into something. Also getting a property represents a lot of value. Let's just do that. Pawn shop, okay. Let's sell this Aegis and buy a pawn shop. And we're not upgrading anything through B1, B2. But we could go to Paul for sure. Do we want to do this? I don't necessarily think a pawn shop adds much to what we're trying to do. I'd want to get like a double whammy if I did that, which might be in here somewhere. There's a beast of burden. Yeah, I'm gonna sell the pawn shop and buy the beast of burden just so I can gain our pig's gem value. And I'll continue to move on. Are we ready for the gem just yet? I don't think so. I think once we get a Atlatl, maybe a yo-yo, then we're ready. But currently, I still think this is what we want to be doing. So let's fight this other Vanessa. See what they have.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Looks like some shielding and poison build. The shielding is certainly scary, and they're going to be putting on a lot of it with this catfish. Let's see if we can fight through it. Currently looking like not as viable that we can, but we're starting to stack up our damage with our apropos chapeau. We do have 200 poison on us. Okay. Coming down to the wire here. And yeah. Fortunately don't get there. Very close fight, but yeah, just a little too much for us. Seems like we were pretty equally matched to our opponent. If we got like a nice crit, that could have been good, but that's not what happened, and that's okay. Okay, again, we really want to see weapons here. So I'm not liking what we have in front of us. I will take the gold. And okay, Andy could have some weapons, so let's look at that. Gavel, sure. Let's reroll. And okay, some weapons. Hatchet. Put this. Sell this. Put this over here. Put this here. Buy the pepper spray. Sell the pepper spray. Put the value on there. And continue to move. Okay, Death Knight Reaper. Not sure we beat the Death Knight Reaper. Yeah, I'm not sure that we do, but we could look at that. Death Knight's level 9. So it's really this getting to 11 seconds here. They're not going to kill us the first time around, but they are going to do a lot of damage for sure. And they have 3,675. I think our build is just a little too slow for them. And Pharaoh, let's see, how much damage does the sniper rifle do? It, I think, does nearly 3,000, something like that. So it's gaining 80. So it's 180 times 5, so 900. And then does triple. So yeah. 918 is 2,700 plus the silencer, I guess. It's getting it 150, yeah, closer to 3,000. We could sell the Shadow Cloak to fight Pharaoh Khan too, and thus maybe we would get a Shadow Cloak. That's gold tier. That's not a huge get for us. Blood Refraider. They have full arsenal. They do have a weapon and a tool, so, and heavy firepower. Yeah, let's fight the Blood Reef Captain. Getting these skills will be very good for us. Even getting a Captain's Wheel, I think, could be good for us once we transition into our Pig's Gym. And maybe that would also facilitate us wanting to have a Crow's Nest. Could also see a world where we play a flagship. But I think the skills are really the biggest pickup for us here. Let's see if we can get one of them. Skill, please. Nice. Heavy firepower. Cool. And okay. Slow. We don't really have things to synergize with slow, but it is a very powerful effect. I would like to look at this Pig's Gym. So it slows 3 items for 2 seconds. What is the flail? Flail slows 2 items for 2 seconds, but slows 6 items essentially when it goes off. And there's just so many different better upgrades on the gym. Yeah. We would love like turbo freeze, shiny, golden, deadly. Even this fiery and toxic could be really strong for us and could help us pivot. I'm inclined to go for that. So let's go with the artist here.
Let me brighten them.
And let's enchant the gem. Okay, we got shiny gem, I believe. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, we are ready. We are ready for the gem. So this is going to add 400 when it goes off because it has double value. So it's going to add 400, which would be 1200 damage for our flail. Seems okay. Okay, now we can put the dragon tooth in too. Also, how much damage is this doing? That's a good amount. Although hasting the flail is probably the best thing that we want to be doing. Okay, let's maximize on our value for the gem. Pepper spray, sure. We'll pick up the globe too. And there's even a yo-yo. Sick. Sick, sick. Even better. Take the yo-yo. Alright, this is coming together. Now we can put the yo-yo here. Put our flail like so. This is gonna eat the right-handed, but I think that's okay. And yeah, that seems pretty good. I'll go to Curio too, why not? So I can sell the chapeau. Go to Curio. And can buy the Junkyard Club. I'll buy and sell all those weapons. Do all this. Do we want to haste that? I think what we want to do is this. So we'll upgrade the balcony so our shiny pig's gem's going off just a little bit sooner. And I'll get the truffles. Reroll here. And yeah, let's buy all this stuff. So this, sell this, this. And yeah, let's give some cooldown reduction to our board. And let's continue to buy and sell it all. This, this, this. Okay, now let's fix our board. Great. All right. Now something like a restorative flail or yo-yo would be pretty good for us, but gotta dream big for that one. Let's fight a Mac here. Let's see what they got. They got what looks to be some good amount of regen, haste, some slow. I think we can get to the point where we just one-shot them though with this pig's gem. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Oh man, but we put on a lot of damage, but we're still short. That's a bummer. Very close. But we can see that these are doing a lot. Getting a diamond yo-yo sounds like that'd be pretty nice for us. What if they think won the fight? And okay. Well, there's the opportunity to get a diamond yo-yo, I suppose. Yeah, I'm willing. Let's see what gold he has. Oof. Oof. There's the Atlatl. I think the Atlatl is going to replace our shadowed cloak. I will sell the dragon's tooth just for the opportunity, just for the chance. Regal Blade. A little late there, bud. Recalling your name ages ago. But okay, this is shaping up. And yeah, we'll get some max HP. Alright, Lord of the Wastes, sure. Man, once this gem goes off, things are rocking and rolling. I also realized the yo-yo should be next to the Atlatl. But we'll fix that. Looks like it didn't matter too much here. Ooh-wee. Okay. I'm looking for maybe a bar of gold here. I think that'd be best. We get pendulum. Pendulum might actually be crazy. Let me think about that. Here crit chance makes sense. So could do this. Or I guess, yeah, could do this. So when we use the lotto, we charge the pig's gem. I don't know that that's better than just whacking them. But the pig's gem would be going off a lot. Well, let's go through the mysterious portal here too. Upgrade an item. Jeez. Okay. Let's look at, what is this item called again? Pendulum. 2 seconds. Okay, so every time the atlatl is used, the pendulum charges this. Is it just better than the flail? The flail just represents so much damage. But maybe it's not more damage than the pig's gem going off sooner. I'm willing to believe it. Let's upgrade this pendulum and just try and zap them. Okay. Something to buy and then sell. I'm selling the cloak. I'm rolling. Okay. Buy that. More value. And yeah, here we are. Let's see if my theory comes to work out the way I would like. And again, if we can get any sort of enchantment on this atlatl, that'll be pretty nice. Also, the pig's gem, it's going to be charging the atlatl too, so nice little back and forth here. Oh my god. What just happened? I guess that's what just happened. Okay. I think we're strong. I think we're strong. Feels good to be good, I guess. I don't know. Let's look at Ayla. And probably not buying that obsidian kukri, but I feel comfortable selling that. Buy these items. Reroll as well. And you get rid of a flail. Wants to come back. I understand. We don't have the money to buy it. This gains haste when you freeze. Yeah, just buy the double whammy. I do want to see how much damage it represents, just out of curiosity. Although I know it's not going to be better than what we have. Yeah, let's sell that. And would we like to transform something? Now let's go to JJ. Yikes. Now that's big game. I'm willing to sell the Lion's Cane for that. If we see a Dooley or a Vanessa, I might put that in. All things considered, let's go to the octopus though for right now. This will really show us how much damage we're doing. Yeah, just kind of casually wait here. Our opponent checks your items, sees what is this? And then yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I think we have what we want. Alright. More damage, sure. Cinders. Go to medium items. These gold items are killing me. Could sell this. I guess I could sell the cinders. And then, yeah, I'll buy the flail. Don't tell the other flail. And get a weapon here. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and put that on here. Yeah, do we want to add caltrops for Mac? You could take off like the balcony. I think we're okay against the Mac. Let's just fight them. If they do have freeze, we could be in trouble. Macs are generally a little slow to get off the ground. They do have a poppy field build, but I think we're just about to hit them real hard. Yeah. They're about to pop off too. The spider mace is very good with the poppy field. And also the toxic venom there. Okay, upgrade an item. I like upgrading the balcony. Just however we can facilitate our build doing its thing as quickly as possible is what we want. And that being said, putting damage on our Atlatl is going to be probably how we do that. I don't want any of this, so I'll just take the cinders. And that's 4 gold to me. Okay, loot item. Many good finds here. Feather, yeah, diamond feather. Looks good. I forget if this procs. Yeah, do that, this, and sure, fight Lord of the Wastes. I don't think we need this foreboding winds. I think if anything that could hurt us. It just looks so powerful. I'm not used to wielding all this power. And yeah, let's look at some medium items. Not really want there. No weapons. Bummer. Okay, diamond tier skills. Your leftmost and rightmost weapons have plus damage equal to double their value. So they'd have plus 16, plus 8. Yeah, I think we can do better. I think large appetites could even be better, but I'm willing to risk it. Leftmost tool, doesn't matter. We'll just take backroom dealings. The 2,000 max HP would have been the best pickup there for sure, but I wanted to see if we could get some way to facilitate more damage. But that's not what we got. Tusk Helm. And rewards card. Okay, then we'll buy that. Sell, sell, sell. There's a rewards card, and I'll take the business card too. Alright, Vanessa. Diamond Vanessa. You know, that's pretty early on here, considering that the patch has come out pretty recently. We could put the caltrops on board. I think I like where we're at currently. We have enough damage to burst most things happening. It's a pretty big submersible though. That being said, kind of just got to get the pig gym off the ground, and yeah, we have a lot of max HP to survive their fast start. Alright, day 13, auspicious. Could guarantee the small weapon, but an Atlatl upgrade would be good for us, so can look for that. Briefcase. Oh yeah, we should have put their rewards card in the right place. Yeah, I guess. Briefcase is pretty expensive, but it was the only weapon there. Bummer. And yeah, let's go to a hero merchant. Go to jewels. And I'm not going to use the 6 gold. Awaken District could represent maybe soul of the district and just get 50 gold. I think that's what we would like to do. Let's see what we get. Balcony? Well, unfortunately, we can't put the balcony on board, but 2 balconies would be pretty nice. And a little vial of blood, sure. Alright, Mr. Midsworth. You know what, I'm actually just going to take this opportunity to get plus 25 damage so our lotto goes off quicker. I think that's going to be best. And sure, a mysterious portal Ayla is better, but I am here for doing some business, I believe. Let's do it. Okay, there's a Mac. Conceal's Vial of Blood. Thought that would give us our level up reward, but it did not. So let's fight Mac. And again, Macs are pretty slow, so we'll see if they can maybe freeze us. They do have a freeze skill here. Freeze us for 2 seconds. And yeah, we're just off to the moon. Okay. This is pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure that it goes past internal cooldowns. So within the game, there is internal cooldowns here where you basically have a cap to how fast you can go on your items. But I think if I watch the replay here, we are going faster than that. Yeah, through the charging, we beat the internal cooldowns and just machine gunned them down. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this is certainly the most powerful Pig's Gem build I've ever had, and that's for certain. Our Pig's Gem was absolutely insane. I mean, I think really it's the pendulum that put it over the top. Every time this went off, let's see, 165, so that's 330 damage. 330 times 2, so 660. And then, yeah, so 660 putting on these items, and then it charges back and forth. That was crazy. And then the yo-yo on top of it. We didn't even need the yo-yo, man, but we did the dang thing. Okay. Well, that has been a really exciting and joyful run of the Bazaar. Love to see that. Pig's Gem, still pretty good. Turns out Diamond Tier, Shiny Pig's Gem, even better. And you know, from all this joy, I'd love to open 10 chests for all of us, just to have a little something to revel in for our victory. Maybe it could get a cool skin, something like that. Let's see. And what do we have here? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Little magic satchel. I like how it's also a fully 3D item. That's pretty fun. Awesome. Well, you're probably going to be seeing that in the next run here. You know, we got even another chest from opening this. That's fun too. Awesome. Well, all that said, I sincerely appreciate you joining me here for another episode of The Bazaar Explained. And Pygmalion, still looking as good as ever, as handsome as ever. Look at that handsome devil. Anyway, I thank you again for joining us. And you know, if you're asleep by now, which I know many of you watch these videos to fall asleep, I wish you a very good night.